Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are married, and the confirmed setting was Madison Square Garden in New York City. But the detail now keeping this story in headlines is not simply that the wedding happened. It is how one of the most public couples in entertainment and sports turned one of the loudest arenas in America into a private ceremony, while still leaving the public with almost no official photos and plenty of questions about what happened inside. On Friday, July 3rd, Swift and Kelce held their wedding celebration at Madison Square Garden. After days of public clues, street closures, and rising attention around the venue, the marriage itself was confirmed publicly, and the outside of the arena displayed a playful, "Justin T. married" message. But inside, according to the accounts now being reported, the couple created something very different from a typical arena event. The open question is how much of what guests saw will ever be shown publicly. For verified entertainment updates without the rumors, subscribe to Startline Entertainment. The newest confirmed update is that Swift's side released limited official details, especially around the wedding looks and the structure of the ceremony. Taylor and Travis both wore Christian Dior haute couture, created in collaboration with designer Jonathan Anderson. Their shoes were custom Christian Louboutin, and Taylor's look included Cartier jewelry. That is one of the clearest official pieces of the story, because it came through representative statements, not just guest speculation. The other confirmed detail that immediately drew attention was the wedding party. Taylor and Travis did not use the traditional bridesmaid and groomsman format. Instead, Taylor's brother Austin Swift served as her man of honor, while Travis's brother Jason Kelce served as best man. The ceremony was officiated by Adam Sandler, described publicly as a friend of the couple. For a wedding that could have gone in a very traditional direction, those choices made the ceremony feel personal, family-centered, and distinctly tied to the couple's real circles. Then there is the venue itself. Madison Square Garden is not a place most people imagine for wedding vows. It is associated with concerts, playoffs, boxing nights, and massive public spectacle. But for Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, the choice also made a certain kind of sense. Their relationship has always lived at the crossroads of stadium music and professional sports. MSG offered size, security, controlled access, and enough space to host a large guest list while keeping the actual ceremony shielded from the street-level public. Before the wedding, public records and reporting pointed to the size and complexity of the event. A city permit described a Thursday pre-party celebration and a Friday main event that could run into the early morning hours. It also pointed to street closures, tented areas, and a setup large enough for hundreds of guests. That explains why fans and photographers began gathering outside before any official wedding confirmation. Something major was clearly being built around the arena, even before the couple's team confirmed the marriage. Inside the venue, attendee accounts described a garden-like setting constructed within the arena. That image has become one of the strongest parts of the public story, a private garden inside the garden. Several guests and public figures described the setting as intimate despite the massive venue. That contrast is why the wedding is still being discussed. The building was huge, the guest list was enormous, and the public attention was intense, but the experience inside was reportedly designed to feel personal rather than theatrical. People reported additional inside details from an unnamed source, including forest-style decor, white-covered seating, and vows read from gold books. According to that account, the vows were unusually long and personal, and guests were given embroidered handkerchiefs or emotional moments. Because those details are not all official statements from the couple, they should be treated as reported attendee detail rather than direct confirmation from Taylor or Travis themselves. Still, they match the larger picture now emerging. A ceremony built around privacy, personalization, and symbolism. The music also became part of the story. Stevie Nicks was reported among the performers, and Reuters reported that guests said she sang at the wedding. People also reported that Paul McCartney performed during the reception. Those names matter because they show the scale of the event, but they also point to Taylor Swift's long-standing musical world. This was not just an NFL wedding, and it was not just a pop star wedding. It was a collision of music history, sports culture, celebrity friendship circles, and family. The guest list appears to have included a major mix of musicians, actors, athletes, and longtime friends. Public reporting and photographs outside the venue placed figures such as Selena Gomez, Tom Hanks, Steven Spielberg, Gigi Hadid, Paul McCartney, Hugh Grant, Jason Sudeikis, and others around the event. AP also reported that several celebrities and athletes were among those attending. But the complete guest list has not been released by the couple, and because the event appears to have had strong privacy rules, any full list should be handled carefully unless it comes from reliable reporting or visible arrivals. One of the most important details is what the public still has not seen. As of the latest reports, the couple has not released official wedding photos. Reuters and Good Morning America both noted that official images had not been made public. That is why so much of the coverage is built around statements, exterior photos, guest arrivals, attendee comments, and the arena message. For a couple whose relationship has been followed around the world, the absence of official imagery is almost as notable as the ceremony itself. The no-phone atmosphere also helps explain why details are arriving slowly. When celebrity weddings have strict device rules, the public record often forms in fragments. A representative statement here, a guest comment there, a photo outside the venue, and a few carefully described moments from people who were present. That is what appears to be happening here. The marriage is confirmed. The venue is confirmed. The broad setup is confirmed. But many of the most intimate moments remain private, at least for now. To understand why this wedding matters beyond celebrity curiosity, you have to go back to where the relationship began publicly. In July 2023, Travis Kelce attended Taylor Swift's Eras tour stop at Arrowhead Stadium and later talked on the New Heights podcast about trying to give her a friendship bracelet with his phone number. That story became the spark that fans remembered, repeated, and turned into the opening scene of the Taylor and Travis timeline. By September 2023, Swift appeared at a Kansas City Chiefs game, sitting with Donna Kelce and publicly stepping into a sports world she had not previously been attached to in that way. From there, their relationship became a rare entertainment story that crossed music audiences, NFL audiences, and general pop culture. Taylor attended major games. Travis showed up at Eras tour stops. The couple became a constant subject, not only because they were famous, but because their careers made the relationship unusually visible. Their public timeline kept expanding. There were game day moments, tour moments, award show mentions, and eventually the engagement announcement in August 2025. That post, with the now famous English teacher and gym teacher line, gave fans the next chapter. The wedding at MSG now closes that engagement chapter and begins another one, but it also raises a new question. How much will Taylor and Travis choose to share now that the wedding itself is over? That question matters because the couple has balanced public visibility and private boundaries from the beginning. They have allowed certain moments to be public, but they have not turned every part of the relationship into a live broadcast. The wedding appears to follow that same pattern. The world saw the outside of the story, the venue, the signs, the guests, the city reaction. The couple and their inner circle kept the center of the story protected. The start line takeaway is this. The confirmed headline is simple, but the story around it is carefully layered. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are married. The wedding took place at Madison Square Garden. Swift's side confirmed key fashion and ceremony details. Adam Sandler officiated. Austin Swift and Jason Kelce held the central wedding party roles. A major guest list gathered in New York, but many of the most personal elements, including official photos, the full guest list, and the exact private moments inside the ceremony, have not been released publicly. That is the line viewers should keep in mind. This is not a rumor-only story anymore. The marriage has been confirmed by reliable reporting and representative statements, but the most emotional details are still partly based on attendee descriptions and outlet sourcing. So the safest way to understand the wedding is not as a fully public spectacle, but as a private ceremony that happened inside an unmistakably public place. For now, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have given the public just enough to confirm the milestone, but not enough to turn the wedding into a fully open event. And that may be the real story. In a building built for crowds, surrounded by cameras, fans, and headlines, the couple still managed to keep the most personal parts of the night largely their own.